I'm here today to talk to you about a conspiracy. This conspiracy, it's not a conspiracy. I'm pretty sure it's fact. I have a theory that the prolifically believed fact that one should not put one's plain soul down on a workbench is purely and entirely and 100% down to the fact that the woodwork teacher didn't want to resharpen it if he didn't have to. And also down to the fact that the woodworking teacher, a sadly rare beast in today's educational institutions, the woodworking teacher also knows that students and kids in general are not generally smart enough. That's why they're there. They're not generally smart enough to avoid putting said plane down on something metallic, on a nail or a screw or a chisel or a metal bench dog, etc. And that is the only issue that you can have with putting a plane down. Now, the reason I'm making this short video is because sheer number of people who comment when they see me do this. Every single video I get, oh, you shouldn't put your plane down. But it really, I always put it down on flat on my bench. I always hesitate. You'll see in the videos if you look for it. I hesitate and think about it, check that there's nothing there and put it down. If I was putting it down on a screwdriver, for example, or a broken half of a pair of tin snips, randomly, that's a different story. I run the risk of chipping the blade, and then it's not only going to need to be resharpened, it's going to need to be properly reground, and it's a less fun job than many others that I could use my time doing. But I hear you yelling at me. Why don't you just put it down on its side, Ben? And I can do that. I can absolutely do that. But I'm proud of the fact that I get my planes really sharp. And for the most part, I keep them so. You know, these are stunning shavings, etc. I am much more likely to take a whole knuckle off on one of my planes than I am to make it any blunter than it already is by putting it face down. And when I'm working on my bench and I've got the plane out because I'm, I don't know, checking how square the neck blank happens to be and doing this, then you put that down, you grab the plane. I'm working, I'm not necessarily concentrating too hard. And while I have never done it, I have heard of people who've properly injured themselves. I would rather resharpen a plane 100 times than, you know, lose a knuckle, really, wouldn't you? Now, the other thing is, quite frankly, a hand plane is built and designed and created for one thing. That is to, with some force, push itself through wood without getting blunt. Resting it down on a workbench is not going to damage the edge of your plane in any way, shape or form. In fact, it's doing nothing. There is nothing bad about putting it flat down as long as you're careful where you put it. Now, I used to have a chunk of wood. That's a phone stand. Yeah, always put the plane down on the chunk of wood. I've had benches before where I've had bench stops at the end that protrude up a little bit, and I had a habit of putting the plane up on there. It's a little bit safer, but it's a lot safer for your knuckles, and there we go. Fight me. Let me know what you think. Thank you for watching. Click like, subscribe, and let me know what you want covered in videos like this. What topic do you want me to talk about, demonstrate, etc. This side channel is where I talk about stuff or tiny tips and tricks, etc. The main Crimson Guitars channel is entirely about making. It is one-day builds, project videos, building guitars or plectrums or whatever. So yeah, let me know what you want to know. See you soon. Goodbye.